Ever wonder how to get a shot like this? Today we're talking panning photography. Hi everyone, Kyle here, and I am Iowa's photographer. Now what is panning photography? Panning photography is when you use a slow shutter speed and you track along with a subject, like this. How do you accomplish this effect? First thing you have to do, like with most photography projects, is go out and take some photos. So let's get out there. Now with panning photography, I always found that you want to take photos in a well-lit area. You want a very colorful background that sells the idea of motion. Now I went exploring downtown Cedar Rapids with my buddy Michael Gherkin over at Top Shelf Media. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should go check out his channel right after watching this video. Mike and I decided that the best place to take photos that night was in front of the DoubleTree Hotel in downtown Cedar Rapids. We used their marquee as our backlight. Now before we start editing the photos, I want to make one thing clear. Art is subjective, and there are many ways to take and edit photos. What I'm hoping you can take away from this video is 1 to 2 new techniques that you can try out on your own photos. And with that out of the way, let's get to editing. Now the first thing I do with all my photos is fix the horizon line and crop to whatever I want the frame to be. And from there in Lightroom, I just make simple adjustments. I add the contrast, turn down the highlights, adjust the shadows, add some vibrancy and saturation, whatever looks pleasing to the eye. Now I really wanted this photo to pop, so I spent a lot of time in the HSL slider. Now I'm liking where this photo is at, so let's send it over to Photoshop. The first thing I do when the project opens up in Photoshop is duplicate the layers. Top layer will be a cutout of the truck, and the bottom layer I'll add motion blur to really sell this effect. In Photoshop 2020, there is a quick action tab on the right hand column that actually has a button that says remove background. Simply put, click that button while on the right layer and it will delete everything except for the main focus of the photo. Next thing I did was turn on the second layer and go to blur, then motion blur. Now I really wanted to sell the idea of speed, so I picked a really high number in the distance slider. Now I really want this photo to pop, so I'm going to add in more lighting effects that I've captured using Christmas lights, shop lights, you name it. You can do this yourself, and this is how. Take your Christmas lights into a dark room and position them in a unique way. Turn your camera's lens to manual focus and turn it to infinity. You will get what they call bokeh balls. Now that we have a collection of lights in our arsenal, let's use them. Now the reason we shoot the lights on a black background is because we're going to bring it into Photoshop, move the lights to where we want, and change the blend mode from normal to screen. Anything black goes bye-bye. Simply take your eraser tool and with a low opacity, remove the corners. Add in as many lighting effects as you want, but don't go overboard. Don't forget to add motion blur to really sell the effect. And like that, we're done. Now let's take a look at the 3 edits. We have in camera, simple color correction. We have the first version of the Photoshop with just motion blur added. And then we have the third version where we added our own lighting effects. Which one's your favorite? Leave a comment down below. I would love to see what you were able to create. So tag me on Instagram at Iowa's Photographer. Thanks for watching. Take care.